So guys, it's been a long while since I've done the last GTA 6 news roundup. So I thought I'd bring it back, and in today's video we're going to go through some of the news that's been humming around the GTA 6 space for the past couple of weeks, and in particular really the past 2 months. So firstly, I'm going to start off with the pricing, and later in the video we'll talk about the elephant in the room, and once again, that's not your mum, the possibility that GTA 6 could face some delays. So there's been a lot of articles circulating about the GTA 6 price tag potentially changing gaming forever, and all of these kind of over sensationalized titles. Now, if we go back for the past couple of years and look when Rockstar Games has actually made the most amount of money, it was during the pandemic. This was a peak time for gaming in the industry, and Rockstar didn't decide to do a price hike for this period of time. They didn't decide to double down on the cost of the game or anything like that. In fact, they gave away the game for free through Epic Games. Giving away the game for free brought people into Rockstar's ecosystem for further monetization through their models. Now, I'm not going to get into the ethics of how games should be monetized and whether what Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar do is ethical. They're a business, they're there to make money. I'm just pointing out that rather than increasing the price of the game, they probably focus around different monetization models around it. And I've done full in-depth videos on these topics, which you can check out in the top right hand corner of the screen. So this raises the big question: how much will GTA 6 actually cost? Now, fortunately, I've actually avoided Reddit on this one, because I've seen everything from the game being free, because I'll monetize the online model, all the way up to the game costing $500, which in my personal opinion is really extreme and not very likely in any way, shape or form. I think realistically, I think the game would be around $60 to $80. However, this all depends on a number of factors: what countries the discs are printed in, if the game even comes on discs, what other costs they may incur from a marketing perspective, but also what different add-ons come with the game. For example, will we get a t-shirt? Will there be a standard edition? Will there be a collector's edition? What different levels of variants are they offering? A lot of people have compared this release cycle to GTA 5, but I can't stress this enough. I was there when GTA 5 came out. The gaming space was totally different. People still would go outside and queue for games at midnight launches. There was general hype around the merchandising surrounding games. Now, to us as really loyal GTA fans, we'd buy into this. We would buy collector's editions. We are really keen on that stuff. But the majority of people that will be buying GTA 6 are not the most loyal avid fans. This isn't one of those games that's just for gamers by gamers sort of thing. This is a game that is supposed to commercially absolutely wipe everything out of the water, whether it's music, whether it's TV, whether it's movies, whether it's other games. So Rockstar are still going to want this game to be commercially viable and accessible to loads of people. They want people that are deciding whether to buy a PS5 or deciding whether to get GTA 6 to be appealed by the price point of $60 to $80 as opposed to $150 or $200. Also, there's a whole different thought process around the ethics of where they should price the game. Price gouging, especially since the pandemic, has been a big issue in every single sector of the market, whether it's gaming, whether it's movies, whether it's TV, whether it's music. GTA 6 won't just be played in the US, Canada, Australia and the UK. GTA 6 will be played in every country in the world, and all of these countries will have different GDPs. So the game needs to be widely accepted as affordable for the average person to become a commercial success. Rockstar cannot price themselves out of the market, because us as loyal gamers, as much as people like to say that they won't pay for the game if it's really expensive, most of us probably will find a way. But when it comes to certain countries and demographics that don't have excess money to spend on a $200 game, the game still needs to be affordable. So I really don't think Rockstar are going to price themselves out of the market for your average consumers. The next thing is the big one, the possibilities for delays. But firstly, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, Venom. So let's talk about Venom very quickly. Venom have been one of the OGs in the industry, especially in the UK, when it comes to gaming accessories, or whether it be controllers, consoles, headsets, whatever it might be. They've been in the industry since the late 90s, and honestly, being able to work with them is insane. And they don't take the with their pricing. Like, everything on their website is affordable, and I love that because I hate products that gatekeep gaming from people. Cool tech and gaming accessories should be accessible to as many people as possible, and this is a company that strongly value that. So there are links down below, go and show them some love, and if you're based in the UK, you can use the code CYBERBOY to get yourself free shipping. So a lot of people at the moment are jumping to the conclusion straight away that GTA 6 will automatically be delayed, and I think it's very important for us all to look at this contextually. Look at the whole time timeline as a whole. So back in 2019 and 2020, when we started getting the murmurings about Project Americas, which was the in-house code name for GTA 6, the predicted timeline was actually looking more like a 2024 release. Obviously the pandemic got in the way and there was a load of different things that affected the gaming industry as a whole, plus no one expected gaming to take off during the pandemic the way it did, so a lot more resources were put back into GTA Online. This doesn't necessarily mean that anything was taken away from GTA 6, but it just shows that the focus of the business for Take-Two Interactive was shifted back to what was making them money at the time. And once again, we're not here to judge whether that was right or wrong. From a business perspective, it does make sense. Now, with all of these delays being factored in, we need to look at the timeline that goes up to the trailer's release in December of last year. So at the time, internally at Rockstar, according to Jason Schreier anyway, the goal was for an early 2025 release. According to Jason Schreier, it looked like the goal was to get the game out in the first quarter of 2025, making it a fiscal 25 release. This was further reaffirmed when Take-Two Interactive, during one of their earnings calls, stated that they could be expecting net bookings of around $7 billion for fiscal 25. Now, fiscal 25 ends at the end of March next year. However, in the past couple of earnings calls, we know that this has been pushed back because they reduced their projected earnings for fiscal 25. Then, of course, a couple of months back, they told us that realistically, GTA 6 is expected around fall 2025, which is technically fiscal 26. So already the game's been pushed back from 2024 to early 2025 to late 2025. But once again, I'm going to say that keyword. However, a lot has happened over the past few months. Everything from actor strikes, which supposedly didn't really affect GTA 6, that's yet to be seen, but also Rockstar's internal staffing issues. For those that don't know, Rockstar introduced a return to work mandate, which means that every single Rockstar employee, regardless of where they live, if they're a work from home employee, etc., was required to work in the office. The main reason for this is to prevent the likelihood of leaks and also to keep better time management on the staff. I did a full interview with a Rockstar employee, which you can see in the top right hand corner, which goes into a bit more information on this whole debacle. From some sources I've got within the industry, and of course some of the employees I know that are at Rockstar, there doesn't seem to be any major issues at Rockstar at the moment. It doesn't seem to appear like anything's up in the air, and it doesn't really feel like this is affecting the project's timeline. However, what is affecting the project's timeline more than anything is the sheer scale of the project itself. Rockstar Games employs around 6,000 employees. Now, if you think about every single employee at Rockstar and what percentage of them are developers and what percentage of them are responsible for certain tasks, from a management perspective and getting one project completed amongst all of them, that is an almost impossible task. There's been a few studies out there, and I'm sure if you do some Googling, you can find some research on it. This sort of level of project management is disgustingly difficult. I think realistically, between now and the end of next year, there are so many different instances where delays could get flagged up, but overall, I consider myself an optimist. I'm hoping that Rockstar have learned from their previous mistakes after games have been delayed and delayed and delayed, and hopefully this fall 2025 is Take-Two Interactive being conservative, is them being cautious, and potentially the game could be ready for earlier than that, but it won't be released until that time point. It's better to have the game finished and in testing for a couple of months before the game is released, because the last time they didn't do that, well, it didn't go too well for Rockstar. So if you found today's video useful, I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I also want to say a massive thank you to everyone for getting me to 16,000 in just 10 months. That's absolutely insane, and I really appreciate every single one of you for watching my videos. You've turned this little thing that I did on the side into a career for me. So I appreciate every single one of you, and yeah, I'll catch you all in the live stream. Not sure when the next one is, but I'll catch you there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Spin the cylinder, push it to my head. Yeah, I do this for adrenaline. Place another bet.